Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Manitowoc Garage. Today, we're going to show you how to read and interpret fault codes on the CCS control system for the MLC300 product. Now that we are in the crane cab of the MLC300, let's look at some of the system faults and operating limits. With the machine powered up, if we look on the operator's machine display or the rightmost display, active system faults as well as operating limits are visible at the bottom. System faults will scroll on the left side of the display, while operating limits will be shown on the right when a function or handle is used. For this demonstration, we will apply our Drum 3 park switch and attempt to operate our Drum 3 hoist. With the park brake engaged, when we pull our Drum 3 handle, we can see that an operating limit symbol appears. This shows us that our park brake is still engaged, thus stopping the function. Now, if we cannot determine the result of the fault or limit by looking on our working screen, or if your machine has more active faults or limits, we can get more details from our multiple faults screen built into the CCS system. To get this information, press the menu button on the on-screen keypad or jog dial. Navigate to the second page of menu options by scrolling down to the orange arrow and pressing OK. Now, the top three icons on the screen are the three fault screen options. From left to right, we have crane faults, engine faults, and RCI/RCL faults. Because we are dealing with a loss of crane functions, and we are given an alert on our operator's display and not the RCI/RCL screen, we will look on our crane faults screen first for more details. Once you select to enter the screen, allow some time for any active faults to populate. Active faults will then appear, and you can scroll to view them using the jog dial or screen arrow keys. The first fault we see looks to represent the same symbol shown on the working screen. To get more details on this fault, press the Tab key on the on-screen keypad or jog dial. This will bring up a built-in fault code reader. As we can now read, we were not given Drum 3 functionality because the function is parked with the in-cab park switch. Notably, the Manitowoc app for iOS and Android can also be used to decode this fault. If we bring up our mobile device and open the Manitowoc app, we are greeted by a control system selection screen. Because we are on an MLC300 equipped with the CCS control system, we will select CCS. Next, we have to select the type of crane. As shown, we will pick MLC300. Now, we have to enter the four fault code numbers associated with this active fault. If we look on our display, these are the four numbers under the four fault symbols. So, we will enter 10,213, 230, 255, and 255. Pressing continue will bring up a decode screen that lists our cause of our fault. In this case, we can see that our function is parked with the in-cab switch. More restrictive faults will have more information populated about them to aid in further troubleshooting procedures. Now, if we correct the issue that is causing the fault, press in on the jog dial or OK on the face keypad. Note, before we corrected the function park problem, we had two faults listed, the function park fault and a Drum 3 hydraulic fluid divert fault. When we corrected the function park, it also corrected the divert fault. Therefore, it is always good to keep in mind for troubleshooting purposes that some faults may be caused by other active faults. With all of our faults corrected, our machine is now in proper working condition, and we may continue using its functions and features as intended.
Thank you for watching this episode of the Manitowoc Garage.